Alright gang, I'm doing a scriptless video for the first time. Hello everybody, I'm Wet Blanket, and I had a DSi as a kid. When I was a kid, I remember relentlessly asking my poor broke parents who worked 3 jobs just to make ends meet each year for Christmas to have a DS. Wait, holy shit, did I just say the word Christmas? Fuck yeah, I can make this a Christmas special now. Anyway, me and my brother would ask them each year for a DS. Unfortunately, life was very understandably financially hard in the early 2000s, and my parents never quite could afford DSs for one kid, let alone 2. Which was extremely fine. My brother and I got what we got, and we were happy with what we had, and we had a happy childhood regardless of our financial situation. That is, until the release of the DSi. You see, my brother and I were around 8 and 9 when the DSi first came out, and my parents had secretly been saving in order to get us both one for the holidays. Unboxing that DSi on Christmas was like a dream come true, and I took that thing everywhere with me. However, you'll be surprised to know that I didn't just spend the entire time playing Pokemon or Mario. No, one of the things I had the most fun doing was playing something that came with every single DSi right out of the box. Yes, I'm talking about Flipnote Studio. Now, at first, me and my brother would just draw pictures on Flipnote Studio. Of course, they had a little bit of animation that we could look at right off the bat. I'm talking about the one with the guy jumping into the pool, and then the other one with that monster that, like, scratched itself and created a new monster. You know what I'm talking about. If you clicked on this video, you already know what Flipnote is. Anyway, we knew that they had some of those stock animations on there, but we didn't really know that you could actually make your own, nor did we have the wherewithal to do that. However, that all changed one day after a dentist appointment. I can seriously still remember it like it was yesterday, which is very concerning considering I can't remember most of the rest of my childhood. Anyway, we had both just gotten home from a dentist appointment, and as soon as we pulled into the driveway, our DSIs automatically connected to the internet. We didn't really previously use the internet on our DSIs for much other than Pokemon trading with people across the country. So we kind of thought that's all that it was good for, and since we weren't allowed on YouTube until we were teenagers, I know, strict Catholic family, we didn't even really know what the internet was good for in the first place. Anyway, all of a sudden I hear this sound coming from my brother's DSi. It kind of sounded like he was watching TV or something. And I looked at it and saw that he was looking at more animations, like the stock animations that we had received with our DSIs on Flipnote. However, these animations were funny, and they contained characters like Sonic and Mario doing things that Sonic and Mario didn't usually do. I also noticed that the Flipnote page that he was on wasn't orange like it usually was, but green. So of course I asked him where he found that and where I could find it as well. Obviously, I didn't know what it was called yet, so I just asked him where he got green Flipnote. Then he directed me to the title screen of the Flipnote page, and he clicked on this little button that said Hatena. Once the little Flipnote frog was done spinning and loading the service, I was brought to something that I couldn't quite fathom. A wall, pages and pages of Flipnote content for my viewing. It was like the forbidden website YouTube, but on my DSi. My brother and I must have gone through over 100 pages of Flipnotes that day. There were funny animated videos, music videos, story videos, and even interactive Flipnotes. Honestly, the sky was the pixelated limit. The Flipnotes that we liked best, we would save onto our SD cards that were safely nestled inside of our DSIs. We could watch those ones in the car. We didn't even need Wi-Fi for the ones that we saved. Before I had any kind of MP3 player or iPod or phone to listen to music, I would quite literally bring my DSi on the go with me and plug in some headphones into the earphone jack. I would listen to those 20 to 30 seconds of music in the animated videos that I liked like they were a goddamn symphony. Like, I can't tell you how many times I heard the chorus of Spinal Fluid Explosion Girl, just the 20 to 30 seconds of the chorus, before I even knew what the song was called or where it came from. There was one person on Flipnote that I took a particular liking to. Well, 2 people to be exact. In my 8-year-old opinion, the person who made the funniest Flipnotes on the entire website was known as Gizmo. Now, Gizmo's videos would use really smoothly animated stick figures and the Boo ghosts from Mario. He made a lot of super funny content and animation that honestly would impress people today. To this day, I have taken out my old DSi and I have tried, but I cannot quite figure out how the hell you're supposed to animate on a DSi with 300 pages of space. But I digress, there was one other creator. This was the person that inspired me to start creating in the first place, which really isn't saying much because I'm not much of an artist, but I digress. This person was the person that inspired me. Their username was EndyCatX. As the Endy part of their name implies, they made mostly Minecraft content. This content would include their own Minecraft original characters, things that I would later come to know as OCs. These characters would be mixed with old Minecraft myths like Herobrine. I literally ate this shit up like bread and butter. Like, honestly. Their series that I was obsessed with reading was only 4 episodes long, and you have to remember that Flipnote Hatena only has 300 pages of space. And half of these episodes, past episode 1, would display fan art that this person would get. Like, seriously, a lot of people loved EndyCat's Minecraft content. It was fucking Minecraft fanfiction, but somehow they made it work. The closest thing I can equate it to is kind of like an SMP without the gameplay. Anyway, the story follows like this. Also, shout out to these YouTubers who have re-uploaded EndyCat's Flipnotes on YouTube. I wouldn't have been able to recall the story so well without them. Anyway, there were 3 main characters: Harold O'Brien Mineshaft, or Herobrine, his wife Sandy Stone Mineshaft, and their son, Clyde Rennington O'Brien Mineshaft, or Ren. There was also a character introduction for Steve, which is really weird because Steve never showed himself in the 4 episodes, but he was probably just planned for later, and you'll know what happens. Anyway, the story as far as I could see it follows like this. Ren is 13, he's a little bit of a weird kid, he gets a dog, his dad is a simp for his wife, they come home, they get dinner, they have happy family time, whatever, Ren goes to bed. That night, Herobrine keeps the stove on and the house catches on fire. And while the house is burning, one of the beams falls down and impales his wife in the chest. With Sandy impaled and dead on impact, Herobrine decides to go grab his son and the dog and leave. Ren, however, blames his father for the mother dying because he didn't try to save her. Herobrine grows jaded over the years and becomes evil. Ren still blames his father for everything and decides to run away, meets a witch, gets cursed with magic powers, and there is a prophecy that one day, since his father is now the ultimate destroyer of the world, he now has to defeat his father and save the world and all this cool, stuff. Wow, I'm really good at not being scripted, guys. Anyways, 10-year-old Liza only got to see parts 1 through 4 of this series because something tragic happened and I can remember the date. Clock me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was May 31st of 2010. Flipnote Hatena shut down. To this day, I honestly don't remember why. I think it might have been because the 3DS was coming soon and Nintendo decided to move the platform to the 3DS, and shutting it down in the DSi would have more people buy it on 3DS, buy 3DSs, sales, whatever. Anyway, Hatena never ended up getting moved to the 3DS, and they soon shut down the Hatena online platform as well. As a 10-year-old child, I was quite literally devastated. I thought my life was over. I still had the Flipnote saved on my DSi, but for some reason a lot of this has to do with the dentist. On the way back from another dentist trip, I lost the SD card in the back of my dad's Taurus wagon. Since it was so small, I'd never found it again. So I was utterly Flipnote-less in Seattle. I had no access to YouTube because I still wasn't allowed to go onto the platform, and I kinda just had to deal with it. But Ren always stuck out in my mind. EndyCatX's original style inspired my own art style. I would doodle just like Endy at school. And Endy never left my mind. All the way up until high school, I was constantly wondering, whatever happened to Endy? And furthermore, whatever happened to Gizmo? That is the question I aim to answer with this video today. What happened to these popular Flipnote creators? Before I get started, I just want to say that if there's any other creators you want me to talk about in the comments, perhaps I could make this a series. I don't know if Hatena nostalgia is something that a lot of people have or if it's just me. But if this is something y'all are interested in, let me know in the comments below, and let's see if we can get these questions answered. So starting with Gizmo, his account was actually quite easy to find, his whereabouts, where he is today. I thought it was going to be a lot harder because there was a while where he was a little bit off the grid, at least in my mind, because I didn't have a name a place and anything about him, and of course, Hatena was gone. But it just took me a quick Google search of where is Gizmo Hatena today, and I clicked on the first Reddit post that popped up, and the person linked his Tumblr. Now I will say this search did cause me to have to unearth my Tumblr account from when I was in 7th grade, but I deleted and burned all the evidence and changed it into a Wet Blanket Tumblr account, so I guess if you want to follow me on Tumblr, go ahead. The only person I'm following is Gizmo. Or should I say, Tumblr username Shampooligan. I mean shit, he even did a face reveal. The last time he posted on Tumblr was October 17th of 2023, and before you see what we're about to see, that's pretty damn recent. The only thing is, he doesn't allow comments on his page, or comments are extremely restricted, which is very understandable. I'm also not going to be showing his face reveal because, I mean, you could find it on Tumblr. It's not like it's a private thing, but I don't know. If he doesn't want comments on his page, then I kind of don't want to facilitate any of that on my page, if that makes any sense. Overall, I just want to respect this man's privacy, but yeah, he's out there, he's still here, he's thriving, he's living his best life, and he's on Tumblr, of all places. Good on him. EndyCat. Flashback to me in high school, what I was just talking about before I took a little break. I wanted to know where EndyCat was, so I did what any sane teenager would do, and I looked them up on Instagram. Surprisingly, I found their account and gave them a follow. I even reached out to them and told them that their art had inspired me to start drawing and creating myself. They responded. They appreciated it. I followed them for years. Now, I wish I could show you guys any of this proof, and if I can find any through my Google Photos or anything, I'll throw them up here. But something messy happened my freshman year of college where I ended up having to purge all of my social media and create new ones. I wasn't even thinking about Endy at that time, and they had changed their name from EndyCat on all of their other social medias. So it had been a couple months before I realized, and I couldn't remember their new username. I lost Endy again. So I kind of snapped my fingers, went aw man, and decided to carry on with my life. But again, I never quite could stop thinking about EndyCat. I mean, the last time that I had seen them, their art had gotten so much better. They had fleshed out their OCs. I mean, they were just as fantastic as ever, and I loved seeing their content. So recently, I tried to look them up again. Nothing. Which I guess made sense. I mean, they changed their username on all platforms. Surprisingly, a lot of people that used to be popular on Flipnote don't want people to know that. There are just a bunch of 20-somethings in the world now that, like, shaped a bunch of other 20-somethings' childhoods, and they just all have no idea. So I go to YouTube, I find the YouTube channels that have re-uploaded their videos, and of course they gave credit. These aren't bad people, these aren't people trying to steal art, these are just genuine fans, trying to feed into the nostalgia, just like I am. Anyway, one of them was gracious enough to link all of EndyCat's current social media in the bio of their YouTube page. So I went, heck yeah, man, and I clicked on the Instagram link. Nothing. Then I clicked on the DeviantArt link. Nothing. Twitter. Nothing at all. The YouTube link linked to this YouTube account called Lou Justice that last posted 5 years ago. Couldn't find the username Lou Justice used on any other social media. Then I went onto the pseudomemo link. And that was actually still active. However, the last time Endy had posted on there was in 2019. All of the recent comments were some variation of, hey, I hope you're okay, and, where are you? And then obviously the Hatena profile is still active, but can't be posted on anymore because Hatena died. It was very obvious that everything written in the online Hatena account was written either before it shut down or very soon after. So anyway, yeah, this video's end is kind of extremely anticlimactic. I remembered they used to be on Instagram under something like Lesbian Spock, but I looked that up and couldn't find them. So yeah, I guess they just had enough of the internet. I found a couple of pages on TikTok and Instagram that might be them, but I think that they're either fan accounts or just simply aren't them. I thought so because one of the Instagram accounts used to draw EndyCat, but would always tag them in the comments, so I think that it was just fan art. And as for the TikToks, it looks just like their art style, and one person even uses the same little cat character that they had, but I don't know if that was intentional or not. It should be duly noted that EndyCat was somebody with a very simple yet satisfying art style, so a lot of people tried to mimic it, me included. So it very well just could not be them. And even if it is, it's pretty obvious from the way that they've deleted themselves from the internet that they want to be kept anonymous. So I guess I'll leave it with this. No, I don't think anybody should go on a wild goose chase trying to look for any cat. It's obvious that they don't want to be found. However, I did want to say that, if they're watching this, which they probably aren't, but if they are, thank you. Thanks for all of the inspiration, thanks for the art, thanks for the music, and thanks for the great formative memories. I hope you're currently going far in your art career, or if you decided not to do art anymore, I hope that you are doing well, you are happy, you are safe, and you are thriving in anything that you chose to do. So, yeah. Kind of a more bittersweet ending, definitely not the ending that I was expecting since it was so easy for me to find them the first time around. But hey, again, hope you're thriving, man. And that really concludes the maybe first installment of this series. If not, that concludes this video. Say in the comments below because I'd love to read it. Were any of you guys familiar with Hatena? Was it a little bit after your time? Or do you guys have any familiarity with the site? Does it bring nostalgia? If you guys have a Nintendo system, when did you get your first one? I remember I got my first Nintendo system in 2007, and it was the Wii. Also, I do want to thank you all for 500 subscribers. I know that to some people it doesn't seem like a lot, but to me, holy fucking shit. Thank you all for sticking around and subscribing and, staying for all of the craziness. I hope that this unscripted video wasn't too terrible. And yeah, stay safe everybody, happy holidays, and that's really all I really wanted to say for this video, so thanks for watching.